Alright lads, so today we're showcasing YACHIRU, yay! So I guess this is the final video that we are going to be doing regarding the 1000 Year Blood War Round 2 Resurrections. Yesterday we showcased Unohana, and the day before that we showcased Kenpachi. If you haven't already seen those, I recommend you guys check it out. But for today's video, we're showcasing this character, and if you've seen our reaction to her initial, resurrection news, it's absolutely tragic. It's absolutely tragic. This character did not receive a good resurrection whatsoever. She did get a decent resurrection, but it's not what we were looking for, if that makes sense. I'll explain what I mean in a minute. But having said that, because it is a showcase and I like to have a standard on this channel when it comes to showcasing characters, we actually have gotten her to T20 and we gave her long stride and full stamina. I also have her at level 10 SP. A lot of wasted resources for the most part, but you know what, I like this character. I'm putting respect on it, and at the same time we do have new skills coming out as bonus abilities eventually, maybe this end of month, so hopefully high on copium right now, that extra skill that is coming out can actually make this character good, usable, maybe in this case Frenzy for example. But for those wondering what build we are going with, this is what we have got here. We kind of just go with a hybrid build. This character at the end of the day is a hybrid, so we gave her just a bunch of strong attack damage, recharge, and also full stamina damage as links. Alright, so here we go, trying out YACHIRU. Now, in my opinion, this character was always someone that I actually found really fun and enjoyable. Like, I actually really like her gameplay, and I feel like if she was given Frenzy, because spoiler alert, she wasn't given Frenzy for this resurrection, it really does hurt her, and I feel like if she was given Frenzy, it actually would really good. So what exactly did she pick up upon resurrecting? Well, for starters, her soul trait is now strong attack recharge minus 14%. Her already good soul trait is now strong attack recharge minus 14% with the additional 16% stamina recovery. And personally, I don't mind links like that. Recharge and also stamina recovery is actually quite good. I see myself using them quite a bit. However, because she was a 14% recharge soul trait, I feel like maybe you should have given her full stamina damage, maybe even strong attack damage. And we do have a few of those links, to be fair, so it's not like we entirely need them, but just given the fact that she was already enhanced link, don't start experimenting with link in this case. Like, play it really safe, and that's what they should have done. They should have given a strong attack damage instead of what she got, only being stamina recovery. But like I mentioned, is a good soul trait, but in her case, I feel like it should have been something else. Now, alongside that, in her resurrection, she also picked up an additional 20% more damage on her soul bomb, as she picked up 20% devastation. That's not too bad. In fact, it's actually quite good in my opinion. And then she also did pick up 20% full stamina. So when you are at full stamina, you're doing 20% more damage, which in a way helps her out a tad bit because, again, she is kind of a hybrid. She does damage on her strong attacks and also normal attacks. And I guess soul bomb too. So that extra full stamina is actually quite nice. And I actually believe that's all she picked up. So full stamina, devastation, and she has now an extra built-in way to heal back up the full stamina to a certain extent. So why exactly is that disappointing? Well, of course, just like Byakuya, we were expecting Frenzy. But instead, she prioritizes doing damage on her soul bomb. And I won't lie, her soul bomb can do a lot of damage, and there's definitely a play for this character with this newfound resurrection, but the amount of investment it's going to take to actually use that character optimally is going to take a lot. And the reason why I say that is because her soul bomb damage is basically the main thing about this character. In a way, just like Byakuya, but Byakuya had the advantage in a way of having, a barrier, so he's always going to be a support. But for this YACHIRU and even Byakuya, their main thing was their soul bomb damage, as they came with bombardment +1 and also weakened defense. And there are lots of characters out there right now that also do that and do more damage since they have stat elements. We can use Yamamoto as an example, who does like a lot of damage on their soul bomb. And this YACHIRU was someone too that could also do a lot of damage on her soul bomb. And now that she picked up an additional 20% full stam and devastation, it means her soul bomb is going to be hitting even harder. So where you're going to get usage out of that is basically in guild quests. But like I mentioned, the amount of investment it's going to take for that character to be used is quite a bit. Not only are you going to have this character max transcended, you're also going to have your entire team max transcendent, and the Espada guild quest doesn't really have the best of sights. In Byakuya's case, you can actually use the new 1000 Year Blood War Ichigo to go along with him, and people have been using Byakuya to get sub 1 second in guild quests. So Byakuya's resurrection was definitely disappointing, but it has a use, a very limited use, but it's a use nonetheless. In YACHIRU's case, it's currently unknown if she actually can get a sub 1 seconds, and she might be able to do that in the future, but it really comes down to actually just getting better sights. So yeah, overall, in my opinion, just a really disappointing resurrection for the sense that it didn't technically make her better. Like, sure, she has some potential usage in guild quests if you can get a max transcended, but for the average player, you're probably not going to ever do that, right? Even though, Byakuya, as I mentioned, can be used in guild quests and people are using it to get a sub 1 second, that is a very small minority of the players. So personally, I would have just preferred, instead of just making it a harder hitting nuke, they made it a better character, and they could have easily done that by, instead of giving her full stamina damage and devastation, they should have instead gave her frenzy +1, because realistically she needs it. You can see that even hit with good links, level 10 SP, and accessories will hardly one-shot him with our strong attacks. Had she picked up Frenzy, it would have just made her a tad bit better, and at the same time, instead of getting Devastation, I feel like 20% Havoc would have actually been ideal there. Had she picked up those two skills, it actually would have been a good resurrection in my opinion. I don't think you still would have actually used her, but for those that are fans of YACHIRU, you definitely would have had a lot of fun with that resurrection had it gone that way. And I was really confident it would have went that way, considering that they kind of shafted the Halloween YACHIRU that got resurrected 2 weeks prior to this resurrection. And it kind of sucked because, again, this character never really had a time to shine when she first came out. And her gameplay is fun. I absolutely adore this character's visuals. I think her SA3 looks great with the two spirits coming behind her doing the slash. Her Nad string has always looked great in my opinion. I love the colors. Even her SA1 and 2, I think all her strong attacks are great. SA2 is kind of a weird one, but I can forgive it, especially that SA3. Like, look at that. It's a really cool looking SA3. The Soul Bomb is fun too. Overall, the character is just fun. And it's unfortunate that you can't really enjoy her because she just doesn't do that much damage. Like, that would have killed had we had Frenzy. And like the Soul Bomb too, obviously right out of the manga, it's a fun Soul Bomb. I like it. And it's unfortunate that realistically all this character is now, and basically has been for the last 5 years, it's just Soul Bomb damage. So if you are someone that can get this character max transcended, and you maybe have a max transcended Mayuri that recently just came out, and I guess maybe another max transcended character, maybe you can get the full usage out of this resurrection. But like I mentioned, the people that can do that, it's the minority. I can't even do that, and I probably won't do that for a long time. And maybe when I finally can get a usage out of this character in Guild Quest, by the time that happens, there's probably going to be a better character that can nuke harder, that potentially requires less investment. But with that said, lads, that was the video for today. Nothing really much to say about this particular character. Just comparing it to Banken and the other YACHIRU, they both got really good resurrections. You know, Banken picking up the Sprinter +1, more damage, more range. It's an amazing resurrection in my opinion. YACHIRU has newfound usage in Brave battles, can be used to go against the invincible characters, and can do a good job against them. And I see a lot of people now using YACHIRU in Brave battles. And then you have this YACHIRU here where, yeah, like, only a very small amount of players can get a usage out of this resurrection because K-Lab was stingy and still wanted her to only be a Soul Bomb damage character instead of just making it a better character by giving her Frenzy +1 and also Havoc. And at the same time, her opportunity to be in a very powerful link, one of the best in the attribute, had she picked up strong attack damage or full stamina, that would have also been really good, but instead they gave her stamina recovery, which again isn't bad. I can see myself using it because seeing that she was an enhanced strong attack recharge soul trait, they should have played it super safe by giving her strong attack damage or full stamina. But with that said, let me know what you'd like to think of this character in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.